Easy String Arranger has 4 different features: motion, fade, hold, and harmonize. All of these features are designed to add realism and greatly enhance playability by automatically performing various arrangements. This demonstration is for the Harmonize feature. Here, I've opened up Pop Rock String's violin instrument. As you can see, all available features, articulations, and divisions are present. To bring up the Easy Arranger page, we'll go to the bottom of the interface where you can see 4 navigation buttons. You'll notice that we're currently on the home page. Okay, so now I'll click Arrange and go to the Easy String Arranger page. Here, you'll see 3 areas where you can use Easy String Arranger. 3 of these areas contain the Easy String Arranger features. This area, it shows you some of the basic features that are also displayed on the home page. Since you can still change articulations and features through key switching or automation, you'll see the results shown here as well. And just as an example, I'll use key switching to change articulations and divisions, and you'll see those key change switches displayed in this area. So here I'll key switch articulations from smooth to accented double forte. Watch for the changes here. And now I'll key switch through the various divisions. Okay, so now on to Easy String Arranger. First, I'll go to the Harmonize area. Basically, this creates triad-based harmonies from a single note. So let's say that I want to play a note and automatically change that one note into 3-part harmony. Let's also say that I want the harmonies to be created below the note I play. So first, I'll choose the key, and in this case, it'll be G major. Then select how many additional notes I want to add to the note that I play. In this case, I'll choose 2 since I want a full triad. And then I'll choose which direction I want the harmony to go. And one last thing, make sure you turn the auto harmonizer on. Okay, so now I'll play a G, followed by an A, and then a B, single notes only. And FYI, I have all reverbs turned off for this demonstration. In all cases, the triad-based harmony that's created is based on the note I play as being the root. Therefore, all harmonies here would be in the first inversion, and you can see that displayed with the inversion label here. Please note that only 3-note triads are labeled with their inversions. Also, you can use this editor to choose the actual inversion you want to create, so long as you've chosen to add 2 harmonized notes. So in the previous example, Auto Harmonize built G major, followed by A minor, and then finished with B minor, all in the first inversion, and played using only 1 note. And now, let's say I want to create a 3-part harmony above the note I play. Okay, so I'll just choose the up button here, and I'll play the same G, A, and B. You'll hear that the added harmonies were all performed above the note I played, and the inversion label changed to root. Now, let's suppose I want to harmonize both above and below the note I play. Okay, so I'll choose both. And again, I'll play G, A, and B. You'll now hear that a note was added above the note I played, and a note was added below the note I played as well. You'll also see that second inversion has appeared in the inversion label here. So now, in terms of arrangement style, you've seen up, down, and both. You might be wondering what the at root button is right here. Using this button will create harmonies nearest the root note of the key you're in within the octave you play. For example, if I'm in G major, as I am here, all added harmonies will be created nearest the G below the played note. This is really useful for very, very tight voicings within an octave. You should note that non-scale notes will be harmonized, but only with one added note. Another thing you may have noticed is a knob at the bottom of this area that says tight. This knob has 4 settings: tight, loose, 8 VA up, and 8 VA down. In the above examples, I used the tight setting. That meant that all the harmonies were chosen nearest the note that I was playing. So let's see what happens when I choose the next setting, loose. For this example, I'll go back to the up direction for the harmonies, and now I'll play the same G, A, and B. You'll hear that the third has been raised an octave to give it a loose sound. You'll get the same kind of loose effect when you choose the down button as well. Please note that the loose setting does not apply to both and the at root buttons. The next 2 settings on the knob are 8 VA up and 8 VA down. This simply octavizes the note you play. Obviously, you will not be able to add more than one note when you're using these 2 settings. One of the most convenient aspects of Auto Harmonize is the fact that since Smart Legato works with this feature, you no longer have to lift your hands and fingers off the keyboard to perform complicated harmonies. There's one more switch you may have noticed. It's the 1-4-5 switch here. All this means is that harmonies will be constrained to 1, 4, and 5 chords, with the 1 or root chord having priority. This is really useful when you want to create harmonized arpeggios. You should note that non-scale notes using this 1-4-5 feature will not be harmonized. It's assumed you only want to hear 1, 4, and 5 chords anyway. Throughout this demonstration, you may have noticed some rather interesting animation going on. So let's take a look at that. Within the Auto Harmonize area, you'll see a representation of a 1-octave piano keyboard. This graphic has 2 purposes. 1, to show you the proper scale of the key signature you choose, and 2, to show you the notes you're actually playing. When you choose a specific key signature, you'll see the proper scale highlighted with small square boxes. Also, the root note of the chosen key will be marked with a little X. Then, when you play a note, the key that represents that note will be highlighted with the little dash mark. Another very useful animation is the virtual score. Whenever you play a note, it will be represented in the score with the dash mark. By default, this note is darker than any added harmony notes, so as to make it easier to see which note you've actually played. Harmonized notes will also be displayed. By default, they're white, again, so as to make it easier to distinguish the note you play versus the added harmony. You can also choose to turn this animation off. By default, it's turned on. And for those of you who are not used to reading really high notes, we've labeled each ledger line starting with E6. That way, it'll be a lot easier for you to know the notes that get used in that area.